Weapon VFX and Sound FX. Welcome back. In this lecture, I want to add some VFX and sound effects to our weapon. Let's play our simulation. When you shoot, you will hear the sound already. It's Unreal based actually SFX, but we want to change for some things much more interesting. So go back to our weapon component. And when you scroll to the right, you will notice the Play Sound at Location node, which is connected with the Spawn Actor Blueprint first-person projectile. When you click the small arrow, you can expand this parameter and you will see option to select different sounds. But before I will do something different, I will right click on it and I will promote it to the variables. On the left side of your blueprint, you will notice different variables. So one we just created is named sound, so I want to change the name of it. Let's maybe name it rifle. Shot sound. It should be fine. Okay. You will notice also the name changed inside your blueprint viewport. And Unreal will ask you, please compile the blueprint before we can move forward. So click compile. And now you will have option on the right side in the details panel to directly change your sound effects. So go back to our level, and in the content browser we have this military weapon silver pack. And here you will see the folder sound. When you expand it, you will see the different sounds files for different weapons. So we need to select the rifle. So the first option is waves. You can play the preview here if you want, but you actually need to use the cues. So we need to select the one for the rifle. So rifle A fire cue is the perfect one. So what is a cue? Cue is a simple system which actually includes different type of the sounds, and let's say it's not actually blends them, but it creates like kind of the layers of them. And they are played by random at different moments. So we also have them connected with the crossfade by distance node and the modulator, which finally goes to the output. You can play it and you will see how it actually works. So now we need to, I will copy the name of it. That's the one way you can do it. I will just copy name of it. I will select our variable, I will paste the name, and I will select our rifle fire cue. You also can select in content browser and click the arrow inside the blueprint to replace it. And now if you play, you will hear that the sound is much more realistic, it's much better. It's important to mention that using, for example, the FARP asset can save you a ton of work. Just imagine how much time you need to spend to create the sounds effects by yourself. Next things we're going to add are actually VFX. So click in the military weapon silver FX folder, and we need the muzzle flash. So on the top we have this assault rifle muzzle flash. And I'm going to use that one. When you open it, it opens the cascade system. So this is not Niagara system, but this is actually cascade system. So let's just select the last part of our blueprint, move it to the right to have some more space between. And we're going to add this particle system. When you press left mouse button and you drag from the output of the play sound add location, it will open the tab. Now we need to search for spawn. Actually, we need to spawn the emitter. And we need to spawn the emitter at specific location. So Unreal will have the information where actually it's supposed to be spawned. You will also notice different options here, like location, rotation, scale. Okay, let's just move it a bit to the right. And now we need to give information for Unreal Engine, what is the location and what is the rotation. So if you move to the left, you will notice this get socket location node. So we are going to use the same basically node for our parameters. So what we can do, you can right click and just search for get socket location, okay? And now connect that with our location inside the spawn emitter at location node. Again, right click on the empty space and search for get socket. In that case, we need obviously rotation. So we're going to spawn it based on the specific socket. And we cannot use the socket we used before, which is actually in the blueprint. We need to use the asset which is assigned to our skeletal mesh of the AK rifle. So go back to the content browser, open our KA skeletal mesh by double click on it, and on the right side on the skeleton tree you will see the muzzle. Hopefully it's already created for us. So all you need to do is just remember the name, or you can copy the name and just type it in the socket name, the muzzle. As well, do the same in the get socket location. And compile, and let's take a look. As well, I'm going to promote the spawn emitter at location to the variables, the same way like we did with the sounds. And I will change the name of it. Let's call it rifle shot VFX. Again, you will see the rifle shot VFX option to add it actually. Now you need to select your VFX in content browser, and you can just click the arrow to add it. So let's take a look how it works when we simulate. So we have the sounds and we have the VFX. Okay, it looks really good. Obviously, the position of the projectile is not perfect, but we can modify it and polish it later. But for now, we did actually pretty huge progress in less than 15 minutes. So again, we created the spawn emitter at location, and we added also different cue sounds for our blueprint. So I want you to modify pickup rifle blueprint, replace skeletal mesh in weapon blueprint, change sound effects for firing shot, and create emitter for muzzle VFX. And I see you in the next lecture.